So, you're probably watching the latest demo video and wondering how to get into SpeedQB, which is probably why you clicked on this video in the first place. Alright, hold your horses, little buddy. We'll put that 7th high Capa you just finished building into use. It might look a little complicated, but it's actually fairly simple, considering the many variables that go into forming a team, registering, and everything in between. Let's just take a few steps back and say that you're already playing Rec. You happen to notice a flyer hosting a SpeedQB tournament in the near future, but you're also thinking at the same time, where do I start? It might be easier just to join a team, but if you're starting fresh and need to build a team from there, here are a few options. Obviously, you can get on a speed field, meet a few people from there, and join a team. But if you got a few of your friends laying around, just go ahead and grab them and start a team. Simple, right? Now, when you're forming a team, I bet you're probably thinking about a team name. You don't have to worry about that too much since it might just be your first tournament, and you can definitely change it somewhere down the line. For example, my current team for the Syndicate League is the Taternators. That's based off my dog's name, and we just use it for a team for the boys. We use multiple people from other teams just to kind of form it.
Yeah, win or lose, we're getting lit tonight.
Now, say you have a few of your buddies, but you're still lacking at least a few more guys. One thing I would recommend, if you're not able to find anybody on the field, you can definitely take to social media for anybody that's local and willing to join your team for the time being. Again, this doesn't have to be permanent, but something that might get you guys up off the ground.
The Taternators are at the 50-yard line. Get the tag.
A majority of SpeedQB tournaments that are held are usually a 5v5 format, so just make sure you have at least 5 to 6 guys when you form a team. I say 5 to 6, but that definitely can vary. You just want someone to at least help you sub in when you guys need it the most. Oh, and on an important note, don't worry about looking good on the field when you'll most likely be playing like ass, bro.
He needs some milk.
Alright, I kid. But honestly, you don't want to worry too much about gear. Just get your team assembled first, figure out what positions you guys want to play, and then go from there. Got it? Alright, good. Now it's time to see which fields will host SpeedQB tournaments. SpeedQB has a handful of fields that will host regionals and national championships within the US. So be on the lookout for the next event nearest you, either through your field or online. SpeedQB will typically have links to register on their Instagram that will go directly to the website. Now, the fee itself may vary depending on the type of tournament, and that can usually range from about $200 to $500. Now, you might be thinking, damn, that's a little steep. I ain't paying for that shit. But honestly, please consider that the fees actually go back to the players, the field, and some of the services and equipment that might go into the tournament itself, like streaming, or even a collective prize pool. As of now, SpeedQB will typically hold events at Project N1, Tax City, SS Airsoft, HDK Airsoft, CIA Tampa, Extreme Airsoft, and maybe Sac County if they get their shit together, of course. Not near any of these fields? There's always the possibility of traveling, but SpeedQB is currently working with newer fields just to get their stuff out there, so don't worry, maybe it'll come to you in time. But if for some reason you live near a local field that doesn't host anything SpeedQB related, there may be other leagues and local tournaments to look out for. CSL, NSL, and Syndicate League to name a few. Now, for those that don't live within the US, you can definitely apply these same ideas within your country depending on what your field allows. I know the culture for airsoft is different everywhere around the world, so take that into consideration as well. Alright, so picture this. You see a tournament that's about to happen in a month or so. You see the registration link. You'll definitely have to hop on that when you have the opportunity. Some events will limit the amount of teams that can compete. So now you guys are registered and the event date is set. All you gotta do at this point now is prep. Now that you finally got the gist of it, here's a few tips that I recommend before you guys get started. One thing I see a lot of new players worry about is their gear. Honestly, that shouldn't be the biggest issue at this time. Always start with what you got. Feel out the format first and decide with your squad on whether or not you guys want to run Capas or rifles. You can even mix it up and make strategies from there. The only time you should really worry about your gear is if you need to replace it or fix it. Another thing I recommend is prepping your squad. Find a local field that will host scrimmages every week or so that way you and your boys can practice from there. Make sure to read and follow all the rules for that league that you just signed up for, especially for SpeedQB. The sport itself is always going to change, so the rules will need to adapt. When registering for your first tournament, be sure to enter into the right division for your first time. You don't want to be stuck in an advanced league and getting your ass mollywopped. Some tournaments won't divide the skill level. Also be sure to prep for that. Now you have your boys and you're all good to go. Good job, you just signed up for your first tournament. Remember to respect the refs, know your role in the field, and just have fun. I appreciate you boys for watching this video. This is AJ, and I'll see you guys on the next one.